Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about the rise in popularity of period cycle tracking apps, period tracking apps, one of the two, and like the pros of it and more of the cons of it. One con in particular is something I just kind of wanted to address. So I read an article over on Daisy's site about the trouble with using period tracker apps, and it's something that I hadn't even thought of until I read it, and I was like, man, I need to look into this and I need to talk about it. So period tracker apps are a great way to start looking at your cycle. I hear of more and more teenage girls using them to like predict when their periods are so they're not surprised. And I can remember countless times of going to the doctor, like the gyno's office, and not being able to remember when my last period was. So in that sense, it's nice to be like, it's like to use it almost a calendar, be like, okay, there's all my previous periods and cycle lengths and that kind of stuff. I think it's great for knowing the dates for your periods and when your cycle started, how long they lasted, and a place to store information. Let's talk about why it's dangerous. Apparently, there are a lot of women that are using these apps, a lot of them free, and looking at them as a way to know when they're fertile. And so either they're trying to use that so they don't get pregnant or use it so they can get pregnant. And the problem with the free apps is they're kind of like a glorified digital version of the rhythm method, which I made a video about, and the rhythm method's not good. It's not relevant anymore. And I hadn't even thought of the fact that, it basically is when women are using solely these apps as a form of birth control, because it records the length of your cycle and it will then offer you, say, okay, your next period should start on this day, and your fertile window could be in this range, but it's only doing that based on the length of your cycle. You can put in, it has tabs where you can put in your cervical mucus, your temperature, your other symptoms like acne, bloating, headaches, breast tenderness, and all that kind of stuff, which is great. But I guess I always saw it as a place to just like store your information, and you take that and you put it somewhere to where you can actually look and track and use the rules of FAM, because a lot of the apps don't take into account temperature or cervical fluid, which are the two most important signs of fertility, and that's what you use in the methods of fertility awareness and charting your cycles. I like to just input my information in here while I'm out and about. That way I don't have to carry on a paper chart or anything with me. And then I don't use it for it to tell me when I'm fertile. Like, I ignore that like little blue window. I just kind of use it as a place to store things and where I can look and be like, oh, that's right, I'm on day 24 of my cycle right now. When you first start charting your cycle, I know it's really hard to kind of like believe in yourself and rely on yourself that you are smart enough, you're capable of knowing whether you're fertile or not, and you are capable of knowing when you can have safe sex and not get pregnant. But we've been taught for so long that we're not smart enough, and that we have to hand over that control to a doctor, to a pill. And so I can see why it's so easy just kind of like hand over the responsibility to an app and be like, take care of me, app, don't let me get pregnant. But that's not how it works, unfortunately. You have to, like, if you make the decision that hormonal birth control isn't for you and you decide that you want to try one of the fertility awareness methods, you have to take the time to educate yourself on it. You have to take the time to learn how to do it properly and effectively, because it all relies on you. It doesn't rely on a medicine, a pill, or someone else telling you. Like, it's just you. So take the time, invest the time, money, whatever it may be, to learn how to do it correctly, because there are guidelines you need to follow. There are rules you need to follow. It's not just a guessing game. There are things you need to follow. And that's kind of just what I want to say today. Just touch on the fact that period tracking apps and cycle tracking apps are great. I like that it's kind of bringing awareness to charting your cycle, but you shouldn't be relying on these solely as a form of birth control, because it's not effective and it won't work, and you may or may not end up pregnant. Okay guys, ask your questions down below, because maybe I'll make a follow-up video about this, because I know this could seem kind of confusing. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more lovely videos like this, and until next time, I'll see ya. Bye!